What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy Lucha Lucha, aka Matthew J. Brownlee, and I'm back with another Raw review. I'm not gonna lie, I just did one, and my file just corrupted, which is depressing. Cause this was like a half hour. I was almost ready to. I was literally at the end of the video, and the whole thing just crashed. So I want to cry a little bit, but it's okay. Everything is fine. So, man, I'm so depressed right now. But it's okay. I guess I'll do a shorter version of what I originally did. So Raw was fine. It was what it was. It was nothing crazy. A lot of crazy things happened. I think Triple H is like now in a stage where he might have a plan, because they have plans for maybe what he wants to do with the Universal Championship. There was reports that he said that it could be a lot of different people, but they do have plans, but it's not going to be anytime soon. By anytime soon, I think they might have plans by next year. So I think not Roman. Triple H has plans about what he wants to do, and what he wants to do for maybe next year, like what he's trying to plan for next year and stuff like that. So I think he just is trying to do a lot of restarts, going to Survivor Series and next year, because after Survivor Series, the next pay-per-view is not to the Rumble. There's no December pay-per-view. There's no day one, January 1st. It's War Games, Survivor Series, January 30, 20, whatever, end of January, Royal Rumble. So there's a lot of things they might do. I think they're doing like a big Raw 30. They're probably, because there's going to be 30 years, so they're probably going to do a big Raw 30 thing for next year, which is also probably the beginning of January. It's probably why they didn't do Raw day one, because Raw 30 will also be a big event, so they probably wanted to take for that. So I can see them trying to do a lot of different things for that. So we're gonna go through the big parts this time around. We're not gonna go through everything. I guess we can talk about this part that a lot of people thought was good, but then it got ruined. Usos and New Day had a promo. They go back and forth a lot. They're talking about the Usos will talk about beating the Brawling Brutes. They talk about them in a New Day, how it's always been them, two best tag teams. They're the number ones right now because they're the champions. But the New Day are saying no, they're number one because they're the longest reigning champions, and they're chasing them. They're trying to chase their legacy to be the best. Xavier Woods talk about getting over a gimmick for both the New Day that was supposed to spread positivity but got booed out the building, and what they had to do to scratch and claw to get to where they are today. The Usos talk about their legacy, about having to prove themselves to being overshadowed by their daddy, Rikishi, Roman Reigns, The Rock, Alpha Sika, Umaga, Rosie, all of them, and doing what they had to do to stand out to be the best. Xavier Woods talks about having to come from the ground up with pressure, being in catering every day, to building a YouTube channel that was outside of WWE to help build people who also wasn't really being used, like the Usos and other teams and other people, to bring tag team wrestling to what it is today. So they go back and forth. Then Riddle comes out for whatever reason, and I guess the reason was because the New Day, not the New Day, but Xavier Woods specifically plays the trombone, and he wanted to band with him and Elias and stuff like that. So he wants everybody to hit his bong, which was funny. I thought it was great. Jimmy goes crazy with the bongs. Jay slaps the bongs out of him, and that's what starts the 6-man tag match, which was fine. It was a good match, but I would have rather them do Solo versus Matt Riddle, or they did a thing where they kept what they did, and then they attacked the Usos, and then Matt Riddle comes out to save them. And then maybe they did a 6-man tag, shave off 10 minutes of the match, and then you call it a day. That's what I would have did. They didn't do that. They went through like 3 commercial breaks. It was like 40 minutes. The match was still good, but they could have shaved time off. So Solo Sikoa wins. He pins Matt Riddle with a flying solo for the win. It was good stuff. After that, there was Baron Corbin versus Cedric Alexander. Baron Corbin wins. He ends end of days. Nice end of days. JBL talks about stuff. I don't care about it. Next after that, it was Seth Rollins. He was about to do a U.S. Open challenge. Judgment Day come out. Finn Balor comes in the ring. He's like, "Hey, I got a bone to pick with you. You cost me a championship that I had to relinquish some years back, and since I couldn't be that champion for that long, now I'm going to have to just take your championship. Thank you very much." So I thought he was going to get Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins. That would have been fire. I also thought he was going to get Seth Rollins versus Rhea Ripley. That would have also been fire. But OC come out, and then Seth Rollins is like, "Yeah, I'm going to go that way now. You guys, adios, amigos." AJ Styles was like, "Hey, this thing," it was like, "the OC and the Judgment Day are not over." And then Finn Balor goes, "The only thing that's over in this ring is the Judgment Day." That was hilarious. There was like, we tried to go into try to go into Crown Jewel, but there's still this Rhea Ripley problem that we can't figure out. We tried to find somebody to handle the Rhea Ripley problem. We haven't found anybody. And then Rhea Ripley's in the back. "That's because nobody likes you." It was like, we didn't find a Rhea Ripley problem. The Rhea Ripley problem found us. And then Kendall stick to the back. Everybody's looking. Mia Yim, HBIC. I love Mia Yim. She's fantastic. She's the greatest. She's great. Love her. She is the Rhea Ripley problem. So she attacks Rhea Ripley. They all attack the Judgment Day. That's great stuff. Next up, Elias versus Otis. Fine match. Nothing crazy. Otis wins with the World's Strongest Slam. Elias got some good knees in. Got a couple good knees in on Otis. He got one on Gable, but the distraction, World's Strongest Slam. Otis wins. Thank you. Next up, Judgment Day are backstage with Byron Saxton in a dope suit. Byron was like, "Hey, you got this. Seems like they got this Rhea Ripley problem." And then Finn Balor is mad. "Hey, there's no Rhea Ripley problem. No Rhea Ripley. Hey, you know who got problems now? The OC. The OC got all the problems. They got mad problems, a lot of problems. They got 99 problems, and they're all gonna be because of us." And then Damian Priest, they're like, "Hey, there's no Rhea Ripley problem. The Judgment Day, we're gonna do all we do. They're gonna rise above them, the reckoning, all that good stuff." And then Dom was like, "Hey, nobody messes with mommy." And then Rhea Ripley's like, "Okay, you're done talking now." And then Rhea was like, "Hey, there's no problem. Mia Yim is not a problem for me. I can handle Mia Yim. Any other army they want to bring at me, bring them all. I got them all." So that was good stuff. Rhea Ripley's the greatest. And while she was coming out, she met Bianca Belair. So that's good. That's going to be a nice tease. And it seems like they're still kind of cool with each other. Like, even no matter what's going on, it seems like they're actually still kind of cool with each other. Champ. So the champ comes out with Asuka and Alexa Bliss on the little Titan on screen. There's like the Bray Wyatt symbol thing. They come out, then Bianca's like, "Hey, still Raw Women's Champion. Whoop whoop! I'm the champ. I'm the." Oh yeah. They were the champs, but they're not the champs no more. But they got cheated. That's why they're not the champs, because Nikki Cross helped them cheat. Anyways, yeah. So we're gonna handle business. So I want Damage Control to come out here because we're not done. Damage Control comes out. Dakota Kai, she starts talking. Bailey's miserable in the back. She's like, "Hey, first of all, you have not beaten Bianca or Bailey. You have not pinned her, but guess what? She's pinned you twice, right? Right, Bailey? She's like, yeah, I've been. And guess what? Us, we're 2-time champs. Hey, who did we beat? Them. 2 times. We beat them 2 times. Yeah, we beat. Anyways, yeah, who did we beat? And then he was like, we beat you too. And then Alexa was like, you only beat us because of Nikki Cross. We had you won. All that good stuff. And then Asuka started talking that trash in Japanese. And then Io was like, also started talking trash in Japanese. I'm not going to do it. But they was both talking trash with each other in Japanese. It was fantastic. I loved every moment of it. Bailey and Bianca was having a ball. They was like, this is great stuff. This is good stuff. And then in the end, after, Asuka's Amity, oh, Asuka-san, I do Asuka. I love Asuka. I know do the thing because I know racist, but Asuka-san, oh, And then Io deadpan face looker just like, bitch. And then Asuka just bitch slapped her. She was like, oh, bitch, here's your bitch. Boom, bitch slap. It's great. So they attack them. They get beat up. And then Bianca was like, hey, like I was trying to say before I was really interrupted, I wanted to meet you guys inside War Games. War Games. War Games. So that's going to be great. And then Nikki Cross attacks her. And the Damage Control takes the upper hand on Nikki. Or on Becky. On the good people. So then, that was the thing. And it's good stuff. I enjoyed it. So yeah, good stuff. I propose personally. Because I know a lot of people are like, well, the final people should be Naomi and Sasha. Nah, man, forget that. I want for Team Damage Control. I want Bailey. I want Io. I want Dakota. I want Nikki Cross. I want Rhea Ripley. I want Bianca. I want Alexa. I want Asuka. I want Candice LeRae. And I want Mia Yim. That's who I want. I don't care. You don't need Becky. You don't need Charlotte. You don't need... I mean, yeah, you don't need them. I mean, you might just do that just because, War Games. But give me what I said what I said. And that's what I need. I don't care about all that. Give me what I said. So that's going to be good stuff. Austin Theory had a match against Shelton Benjamin. Kind of ironic. As soon as Mia Yim gets on the TV, Shelton Benjamin appears. Good stuff though. So it was fine. It was good for what it was. My man Shelton Benjamin was dueling out those German suplexes. That was good stuff. And in the end, Theory rakes the eyes of Shelton Benjamin, gets the win with A-Town down. Miz versus Gargano. Miz comes out. He says that Gargano has been lying. He's gonna prove that he wasn't lying. He talks about, which is also funny because as he was doing this, he was pretty much talking about his phone, like everybody hitting up his phone, like talking to his lawyers, his publicity people, all his Hollywood people, been hitting him up for exclusives. He can't name names, but everybody's been wants the real scoop and stuff like that. So you can kind of tell, like, even with the story, that yeah, it's Hollywood stuff. Yeah, she did hire him to do it, and he just wants the big scoop. He wants to be publicized because that's the Miz's whole thing. He's must see, it's TV, all that other good stuff. So Gargano comes out. He goes, that's my fault. I gotta blow the whistle on myself because I thought last week, when I did the thing, that I was going to, help everybody see the truth. But that was my bad. That was on me. So now I have actual evidence. He's like, you see this? I got this. I got a universal remote, and it just happens to work on this Titantron. It's hilarious. So they pretty much proved that Miz said, hey, off the books, I did hire, because when Miz said that he had hired a person, and he can't say who it was, Gargano was like, hey, that person that you hired, it was actually a private investigator, and she kind of has this camcorder thing, and she recorded the whole thing. So that's who the lady was, and she was asking him questions. Pretty much what Gargano was saying. Miz said, "Yes, I hired him. It got too messy. Everybody from the higher ups was asking questions. It got out of hand, so I just dropped the whole thing. I kind of still owe him money, but whatever." Miz kind of looked embarrassed. He was mad, and that's how he pretty much went throughout the whole match. He was trying to get angry. Johnny Gargano, jumping jacks, Johnny wrestling chants. They loved Johnny Gargano. The only two people that seemed that they loved on this whole show, because the crowd was dead the whole thing. It seemed like the people that they really loved was Johnny Gargano and Seth Rollins. But in the end, it was good stuff. The Miz was doing some nice stuff. He was doing the it kicks. Johnny Gargano did the kick where he does the rolling kick. He did the one time and they tried to do the second time. Miz ducked out the way, caught on with a nice DDT. They're going on the outside after commercial towards the end, and Gargano goes in the ring. Miz pretending to be abducted under the ring by Dexter Lumis. He comes out with like a pipe piece from the ring. The ref is like, "What are you doing? Put that down." He's like, "Hey, Dexter Lumis is under there. Go check." And the ref goes check. Gargano comes like through the ropes, pops him in the head with the piece. He goes in the ring. He was like, "I don't see nobody." He was like, "I thought he was there." Whatever. So he goes back in the ring, pins him 1, 2, 3. Miz wins. I'm the champ. And then he sits. He's out to celebrate, and Dexter Lumis actually does come up, hits him with a chair, and sits down with him. Sits down, and the security chases him off. So that was good stuff. The match was good. So we're gonna eventually get a thing where they have an actual match, and Dexter Lumis is gonna get a job, and they're gonna figure it out. Backstage, they're doing a thing with Damage Control. Damage Control is with Nikki Cross and Dakota Kai, who did a lot of talking today. Said that, "Hey, we were gonna, after you texted us that first time, we were gonna whoop your ass. But hey, we just realized that you was just misunderstood. You're one of us. You're outcast. Nobody had believed in you with the whole ASH gimmick. And hey, you think that you want us to stop at least your hate on at Survivor Series? Murder Dana Brooke and it's okay." And then Nikki was like, "Yes, murder. I like murder." So they had a match with Dana Brooke, and it was for the 24/7 championship. New champion, Nikki Cross. She wins the title. Bayley has the title. She holds it. She's like holding it. She's like, "Hey, you want the champ title here for you?" They go back. They come back from the commercial, and they're walking, and she just tosses it in the garbage or on the floor. I feel like there's gonna be a thing like next week that they're gonna like try to recover it. It's gonna be a whole weird thing, but for now, there's no more 24/7 championship, and that's what we like. Mia Yim's doing 2 interviews. She did one by herself, and said, "Hey, I gotta catch up with the guys. We're trying to celebrate." Rhea Ripley, no problem. And then they come back again with all 3 of them, with Byron Saxton, and Luke Gallows was like, "Hey, we needed a Rhea problem. We had to get the baddest of them all. We had to get the most gangster, and that's gets no better than HBIC. Hey, HBIC. So good stuff. So yeah, that was the thing. And Mia said everything's gonna be drinks on me tonight, and it was like, "Oh, drinks on you." AJ was like, "Oh, that's not a good idea. They like to drink." Everything is fine. I got YouTube money, baby. Or Twitch money. She probably got both. She got that indie. She got that indie money. She got that new deal money. She got that Twitch money. She's like, everything is fine. I got it. So yeah. She's the perfect fit for that. I love it. Oh yeah, I already said that she should be in War Games with Rhea Ripley and okay. So again, Seth Rollins before said, "Hey, that's a shame. I had to get out of there. That was a little awkward. That was happening with OC and Judgment Day. I had to leave that place. But hey, I said there was going to be an open challenge, and there's going to be an open challenge." So he comes out. He talks about his 10 years in WWE from when he started with the Shield. I don't know if he did it from with the Shield or like, well, probably not the Shield, but actually like when he was in FCW. I'm assuming that's what he maybe meant. I don't know if he meant with FCW, like when he actually was in WWE, or if he meant with the Shield. I don't know. But either way, him, Roman, been there for a long time, 10 years. In WWE, and you know, people was, thank you, Seth. Oh, we love you. He said you've been with me through all of it, through the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, the uglies, the championships, and no better way to end it. Where I said what I was gonna do, open challenge. Who's gonna step up? Ali's on the Titantron. He was like, hey, me, I got you. And then he gets yanked, beat up, bloop 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 bloop. Bobby Lashley pulls up the frame, and Seth was like, "Oh, all right." It's like, hey, I don't know what he's talking about. Brock Lesnar cost me my U.S. Championship. I'm about to get it back. And then Ali tries to attack him again, and then Bobby Lashley just tosses him. And then Seth Rollins is like, "Oh yes, I'm here for it. Let's do this." And they didn't do it because Bobby Lashley came to the ring and he just murdered Seth Rollins. He threw him all over the place. He slammed him all through the announce table. It was the ring post stuff, spear through the barricade, flatliners, spine busters. He was hitting all the greatest hits on Seth Rollins on the outside. It was great stuff. Seth Rollins had like a little bit of offense, but nah, Bobby Lashley just murked him. Everybody came out and was like, all right, you gotta go bye-bye. And then that's when Austin Theory came out with the Money in the Bank briefcase. And it was like, oh, he's cashing in on Seth Rollins. Okay. He could have just said yes to the open challenge. That's one thing I didn't get. It's like, why would you cash in your Money in the Bank? You could still do the open challenge because you could have said, hey, Seth, what kind of man are you? Open challenge. This is what you did to Bobby Lashley a couple of weeks ago. He got destroyed by Brock Lesnar, and he was a fighting champion. He made you do it. So, hey, open challenge. I want to challenge you for the United States Championship. And then if he won, guess what? He could be 2-time United States Champion, still Mr. Money in the Bank, and he could still cash in. Maybe he cashes in on an NXT champion, and he holds both titles. But no, instead, he cashes in Money in the Bank, and he loses. Woo! Yes, he does. He got beat. Hits a forearm on Seth Rollins. Kick out at 2. Powerbomb, kick out at 2. Pedigree, kick out at 2. Seth Rollins does comeback. They do back and forth stuff. They were really behind Seth Rollins. Super kicks to the face. And then he was about to hit the stomp, but Theory reversed it into 8-tail down. He was about to pin him. Bobby Lashley pulls the ref out, knocks him out, and then he beats up Austin Theory. He does the same thing he did to Theory, to Seth, except he did the post thing on him twice. He did the post thing twice. He hits him with a spear, slams him, and then he leaves. And then it was like the ref goes back in. He counts. He starts to count. Austin Theory at 9 comes in. Boom! Stomp to the face bone. 1, 2, 3, and still United States Champion, Austin Theory, or Seth Rollins, not Austin Theory. So at the end, Corey Graves goes, "Hey, he really earned this one. This is what he did. He earned this. He earned that win, which he kind of did. But it's also weird. It's like, why? After what I said, why? Like, they must. So what I said before is like, they must really have a plan on what they want to do with. I mean, all their championships. The U.S. champion. It also seems like they might not split the titles. Because I would expect them, if they at least split the Universal and the WWE Championship, that Austin Theory has at least a chance to cash in on not Roman, but whoever was WWE champion. Maybe he cashes in on Cody Rhodes. I know it's crazy, but Cody Rhodes like that type of stuff. That's the type of stuff that he enjoys, the chase. Are they going to separate the titles? Because he has until, even though that they might do, all the other thing is they also said that Triple H might just not do, the thing, like do Money in the Bank, like do the pay-per-view and then just put Money in the Bank on SummerSlam or on WrestleMania again. So they just do two. They make it one big event. They do one on night one. They do another one on night two, for the women's and for the men's, and maybe that's where they announce new rules where they can be like, hey, Money in the Bank briefcase, open contract, kind of like what they do with like the in NXT with the like the little the thing, the clipboard thing where they do like the breakout thing, and whoever wins they do the title they're choosing. Maybe they might do Money in the Bank like that now. It's like, hey, fair game, Money in the Bank. Maybe they might bring NXT stars too. Like, hey, Money in the Bank, whoever wins, open game. You could challenge any singles title. Maybe you could challenge the WWE title, the Intercontinental title, the United States title, the NXT title, the North American title, the tag team titles, whatever you want to do, fair game. If that's what you want to do. Same thing for women's. NXT Women's Championship, the Women's Championship, SmackDown Women's Championship, Raw Women's Championship. You can open up any possibilities you want. Doesn't matter. Free range for the Money in the Bank. Maybe that's what they're going to do. And maybe they don't really have a plan for Roman to drop the title till after WrestleMania. So they're just like, hey, we're going to get out the way now. We still have stuff for Theory, because look, Baron Corbin lost his Money in the Bank briefcase to Jinder Mahal after the distraction from John Cena, and it lasted literally 3 seconds. So who cares? It's whatever. I don't think this is buried. I think they might repackage Theory, honestly. They might bring him so deep that they take him out for a little bit, and then they do Austin Theory. They drop the selfie stuff, and maybe they do back from scratch. They do what they did in what was that promotion? Evolve. He was all day. He was in the suit. He was healing up in the suit. He was like, hey, I'm the future. I'm this. I'm that. And maybe they bring that Austin Theory back, and they start him from there. And I think that Austin Theory can be world champion. I think he's in a conversation for world, because he's already had all these matches. He's been in the ring with all of them. So he is good, and he is, he can hang with the best of the superstars, and he can be believable as a champion, as a future world champion. So I think they might just use this to reset Theory. And then after that, then they might use him well. So I think this is going to be fine for Theory. It's stupid, but I think they're going to acknowledge a lot of things in 2023. They might do another women's title. If they do another women's singles mid-card title, they might add more women, do more tag teams, do more stuff like that. Are they going to actually brand split, or are they going to just make one singular women's title? One women's title, Undisputed Women's Champion, Intercontinental Women's Champion, Tag Team Women's Champion for both brands. Same thing. Same thing for the men's. Are they gonna make one US and IC title, and they do all of that from both brands? They have the champions on both brands if they want to be, and I don't know. Maybe they might keep that. They might split a lot of things. They might split the rosters and then keep one main champion for both rosters. They would keep one main champion for both rosters, for the women too, because the women, there's not a lot of them. So you keep one women's champion and maybe a mid-card women's champion. Or I would do, one main women's champion, tag team champions. If you want to do a mid-card women's champion, you could, but you don't really need it. But that was the show. The show was fine. I give it a B minus. It was fine. The matches were fine. There was nothing overly ridiculous about the show. The crowd was crazy. The crowd was trash, but I personally didn't think the show was horrible. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.